I once heard that education is the passport out of poverty. Wow. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Today is a special daily briefing. We're going to be talking in a short while with one of the directors of one of the pillars of Freedom Church, pre-launch, Lori Selby. She's backstage and ready to go. But before we get into that, and you might be wondering, well, what are we going to be talking about? We'll be sharing with you about going to school at home. Wow, what a concept. Uh, I think that many years ago when I wanted to stay home, I would have loved this. Sometimes I begged my mom to stay home. And I even got licks to go to school. Those of you who remember those days, yeah, mom would make sure that I went to school. No excuses. You're gonna put on your uniform and out the door at a certain time. Uh, Listen, it's great to spend time with you. I've been enjoying every one of these broadcasts as we come into your homes, wherever you are. It's so great if you're in your car, if you're at work, at your desk. Some of the essential services, you might be on duty today, but you're tuning in via our Facebook live stream, or you're tuning in via the internet, via YouTube. And if you happen to have come across this broadcast because a friend shared it with you, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube? And of course, you can like our Facebook page so you could get notifications when we release new videos. This daily briefing we do Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. And it's really meant to just keep you up to date with all things Freedom Church and even Freedom House. We're an online community of faith, and you have questions. We want to be able to field those questions and just spend time with you. I know that many of you are really excited about what is going on in Freedom House and Freedom Church. Remember, Freedom House is being repurposed. That's going to have a national voice, serving the national community and the international community. So, you remember there's a saying I shared with you some time ago: when you change the things you look at, the things you look at change. So that's what Freedom House is doing. We're going to change the things we looked at. For 29 years, we looked at the local church. But we're going to change the things we look at. We're going to look at the national community and come up with national solutions for our nation and even nations of the world. It's a big dream, but everything starts like that. I love it that dreaming is free, that we can, and it's not just a fantasy. It's what you call the call of God. The call of God. Those of you who were on that birthday, the birthday feed with Gary Pleasant came on as a surprise. I didn't know he was going to be coming on. But the birthday edition of the Daily Briefing, 17th of April, you could go back and hear it. and he prophesied. And one of the things the word of the Lord says to cast your net to the nations. And that's what we are doing with Freedom House. We've always known it. We know we have solutions. I am a carrier of solutions. That's why my company is named Success Training Systems. There's a solution. And I believe that where there's a problem, there's a solution. Where there's a question, there's an answer. That's why I love questions, because it's just behind every question is an answer. And the quality of the questions you ask determines the quality of the answers you get. Also, the persistency, how you persist with a question. That's why children would ask why over and over and over. Why, why? Um, and that's how they learn. I think human beings, as we get older, the ego develops and we begin to feel embarrassed. And what we are embarrassed about, what we're embarrassed to ask questions, and we don't want to ask a third why and a fourth why and a fifth why. But I have learned that when I'm asking my questions, I want to have a depth to my questions. And I really thank God that Freedom House is being repurposed. And I really thank God for my team at Freedom House who've worked so hard over the last 29 years to get us where we are. I'm just full of gratitude. Even those who have gone on to be with the Lord, we started out very humble beginnings, and lots of people believed in us, trusted us, had faith in us. People that came in from overseas, people that were just from our immediate community, people that came through for a short while, people that came and stayed. That's how an organization is built, and I'm forever grateful to everyone. Um, Even those who were there for a short time, but more importantly, there are those who made very invaluable contributions, and they became um, really pillars. Uh, and over the years, there are many people, and there's some people in our office like Stacey Ann. When Stacey Ann came, she just knew that this is where God wanted her to spend her time, and she was just totally convinced and served so well. And there are many others. Lori had served full time on our staff. She served in many capacities. Nicole Melville, in so many areas. She was the one who wrote our script for the two major productions we did. Um, Fitzgerald Melville, he's done so many things, so many hats, from transportation to security to parking to audio to drumming. That's our life. We stand on the shoulders today of history, and the history didn't just start in 2020. It started in 1991, August 1991, and today we are very happy that we could transition. And this has been a dream. We've all collectively carried it as a team, 7 years in the making. And 2020, the dawning of 2020, January the 1st, we knew that we were crossing over and that this was going to be the year. We all sensed it, we all knew it, we all had great joy in our hearts. And today we've had just a really great, it's a gentle rollout. That's it. That's why we call it pre-launch. We are launching a new church, Freedom Church pre-launch. There are lots of moving parts to this pre-launch, and we're working together as a team. And I want to say thanks to all of my team working behind the scenes. Freedom Church has 4 vision statements and 4 pillars. And those 4 vision statements inform our strategy. We want to help people to know God. We want to help people to find freedom. We want to help people discover purpose. And we want to help people make a difference. And more than that, we want to do it ourselves. And and then we have 4 pillars, and these 4 pillars are all linked to the 4 vision statements. This is how we do it. Our weekend service is how we help people know God. And boy, people have been knowing God in our weekend services like never before. it's just exciting. I enjoyed Sunday. Great talk, great sharing about salvation. Um, Great prayer with people to know God and to be saved. So much happened, and down to the what's the end, it was just a strong impartation from Jeremiah 33:3. Um, we have a great opportunity with our weekend services, with our small groups. That's how we help people find freedom, and we're getting ready to launch out some small groups beginning we're going to begin enrollment in the first week in May, and we'll have to set the launch date thereafter. And these are going to probably run for 6 weeks. 6 weeks is what we're looking at, and this is going to be a fantastic time for us. We're going to have 6 weeks of 6 weeks would be really amazing that we can do this. Um, and I like the idea that we can have our briefing to bring you up to date with what's happening. Then we have our growth track. Our growth track is we just finished the first cycle. Um, Step one, two, three, four. We just finished our first cycle. What an exciting first run! This month of April is historic. There will never be another April 2020. It's gone down in our history. It is a part of our lives. We went out, we conquered. I want to commend Nicole Melville and her team doing a fantastic job, and all those supporting behind the scenes. And we have a great it's good that we have a time set aside specifically for this. Uh, this is really an amazing time for us as a people, as a church. A very amazing time that we could be forging ahead and marching forward. And one of the four pillars of the church, again, we're going through the four pillars, and one of the four pillars of the church, it, it, it it's it's small groups, it's growth track, um, and it's making a difference. It's really amazing. Dream team is how we make a difference. So I want you to put that up on the screen again. The four vision statements, the four pillars, the four vision statements, the four pillars, the four vision statements, the four pillars. We want to run with this. And you here today, you have an opportunity just to get involved in a small group. We're gonna enroll you in a small group this week. Starting Sunday, we begin step one of the growth track, and we have already been enrolling people in our dream team, our pre-launch dream team, which is really going guns. And I know that when we start that the enrollment and we start the deployment, because it's a process, we start with an enrollment process, but there's a process also to get people plugged into their area that they would like to make a difference. It is going to be spectacular, like we've never seen before. So thank you again for just leaning in and just uh, believing with us for great things. I believe that our time, um, as we spend this pre-launch, we're gonna build a fantastic team. My goal is that we have a robust, strong team. So when we do the launch, we'll be able to take on the world. We'll be able to take on. There's going to be no turning back, no backing down, no cowering down, no cowardice, no unbelief, no doubt about what God has sent us to do. So you get to be a part of the pre-launch, and you get to help us launch this awesome church in the city of Port of Spain, in a suburb of Port of Spain. it's not really conducive downtown or even uptown, because there's issues with parking and security. So we are going to be in the suburbs of Port of Spain, and it is going to be fantastic. Simultaneously, we are launching an online campus. So we're in the pre-launch phase of both the Port of Spain city campus, as well as the physical campus, as well as our online campus. So this is what the daily briefing is about. Are you having fun? I hope you are. I am, and I just want to keep that before you. We're gonna find favor with so many people in our nation. We're gonna find so much favor. I could just sense the favor coming towards us. I could sense the fragrance of God going from us to them, the breath of fresh air, the freedom. You know, these four vision statements. It's what we're doing at every campus. This is what we will be doing in our online campus. You wonder, well, why do we exist? We exist to help people know God. And why should I serve on this team? If you want to help us help people know God, that's what you'll be doing. So this is our checks and balances. We put it way out there. I speak about it every day. So we are accountable to it. We can't say this is what we're going to do and then we're not doing it. It's accountable, and when we get to the place of printing our material, it's going to be everywhere. You're going to see it on armbands, you're going to see it on t-shirts, you're going to see it on a mug, you're going to see it coffee mug, you're going to see it everywhere, because this is why we exist, and you are going to have a part. I want to thank all the people who are living in a different zip code from our location, a different jurisdiction. You are so amazing that you have joined our faith with us, and you know that together we're going to make a difference in the online world and even where you are. So I'm Joseph Abraham, and I'm enjoying this entire pre-launch journey. Um, I'm enjoying our transition. And you know what's interesting? It's almost like if the world has borrowed our talking points, because people are saying, hey, this is a time of reset. Global leaders are saying, hey, this is a time of reset. Financial gurus are saying this is a time of the market reset. And people are saying this is a time of transition. And I have been talking about this like Noah. And I thank God for that. Even people who have rejected the whole concept of going to church online. Now we go to school on our phones and our tablets, and we are at home and we are working from home, and now we're learning to fellowship at home and reach out and connect. And I really thank God for that. I thank God that this is our time. So you're here with us, and we are having this great conversation about our pre-launch, and I am very excited about it. If you have, what I want to add to this daily briefing is a time when we would answer one of your burning questions. So I want you to write your questions, write us your questions, and we would want to pick it up and bring it to the show so that I can answer at least one burning question and I want to also share like a bonus thought towards the end. This is just talking about a 30-second bonus. It's going to probably come in the form of a slide so that you would get some information, bonus information. The more we know is the more secure we are, the more we know. And so I want to give you the bonus information. Every day you're going to get a bonus information about what's happening in our neck of the woods, in our online community of faith, and all relevant to where we are. So I know that many of you have been waiting. You might be wondering, when are we gonna hear from Lori? Well, Lori is doing a fantastic job. I want to tell you that Lori Selby is a lecturer at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. She's also a student at the University of the West Indies, pursuing postgraduate studies, and she's also our director of the director of our small groups at Freedom Church, and she's also uh, our our I don't know how to describe this, but she's been the one who has been helping me um, establish our training institute. She's been our facilitator, our coordinator of the Freedom House Training Institute. And Lori, thank you for all that you've done. Let's welcome her to the daily briefing. Let's put our hands together
Good
and welcome
morning. Good
Lori Selby.
morning. So great
Wow.
to be here this morning. Thank you for
Yes,
having me today.
it's great to have you on. It's great. I appreciate you being with us today. I know that we're talking about going to school at home, and
Yes.
we had the first session yesterday. Um, wow, I was so excited. As a matter of fact, I didn't want the session to stop, and would love for you to just come in and share with us anything that maybe we could pick up. Let's talk a little bit about some of what we covered yesterday.
Certainly. Certainly. Well, yesterday we had the chance to share some things that worked for us, Dr. Abraham and myself, concerning going to school at home and concerning studies in general. And, Dr. Abraham shared the very, very important point of having the right mindset, determining that you're going to succeed because we have that choice up front. We make that decision up front. And once we set our mindset, our attitude adjusts, our confessions adjust, our actions adjust, and we just set ourselves up for success. We also shared with you the point of being open to the new, because going to school at home is new for many of us. I've done online courses before from home, but this is different. As me as a lecturer as well, it's different hosting classes online and interacting, and it's really just been different. And I know that my students have had to make certain adjustments, and
Right.
having that willingness to adjust is so very important. And we also made the point of taking ownership of your learning. It's
Mm.
so important for us to decide that, hey, at the end of the day, I'm responsible and I'm going to make use of all that's been made available to me: the tools, the resources, online material,
Yes.
classes, uh, colleagues in my class. I'm going to make use of all that is available to me. And then we spoke briefly of the big D and how much discipline, the important role that discipline plays in learning, in going to school at home. Really, really, we need to be so disciplined because discipline breeds success. And those are
Yes.
the points that we highlighted yesterday. We had a time of sharing about those points, and here we are today.
Yes. 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 And one of the things that I think we talked about was having a mind to succeed. Very important, having a mind to succeed. The attitude with which you step out. That education is the passport out of poverty.
Yes.
I am a thinker and I observe human life and I observe the timeline of human life and the milestones of human life. And you would see so many people starting out at a disadvantage. Sometimes, we have no control as children of our environment. We're born,
Yeah.
we come out of the womb, and that womb is the womb of mommy.
Yeah.
And then we find out we have a daddy. And sometimes our relationships go south and it
Yeah.
affects the economics of that home and
Yes.
the well-being. Um, and we know that a lot of times broken relationships is what it's almost like one of the catalysts for poverty, because sad to say, sometimes when parents separate or when they go their separate ways, there isn't that financial responsibility that they should be exercising.
Yes.
Um, I know that in some countries, and I want to make this observation, please. I want to make this observation because always remember that I'm Joseph Abraham and I'm your friend. And I say that for a reason because in some countries, it's a criminal offense for a parent to not care for a child. It's a criminal offense. You're actually going to be brought before the courts and charged and even imprisoned. And so sometimes their parents strutting themselves, but they're really engaged in criminal activity. And that's a very, very sad thing. Maybe because your society, whatever nation you live in, the laws are not, they're soft on you. But we have a responsibility. And I want all the young ones to hear this. There's a responsibility. So this thing about poverty is huge because people, um, the, as I said, we don't choose that as children, but we find ourselves. So you could be living in the poorest neighborhood, and but you have an opportunity to go to school, and you could literally change the trajectory of your life
That's right.
because education is a passport out of poverty.
Yeah.
And we see that every every time you earn a qualification, every step you make, whether it's tertiary education, whatever form of education,
That's right.
whether you're learning a trade, whether you're qualified as a electrical technician, whatever it is you're doing, um, whether you're a certified driver, a certified forklift operator, whatever certification, it's really helps you go higher in
That's
life.
right.
And I want to say to all of you today that this is a great time for you to take advantage of the time you have at home. And I also I want to encourage you because this is gold right here.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to look back over and regret that you didn't have the distractions, you didn't have the guys calling you to play basketball, you didn't have all the extracurricular activities, you didn't have all the responsibilities, you didn't have to stay back after school to do anything, you didn't have to wait on the transport, you didn't have to go down um, to meet someone to take you to school. You wait on the transport. You didn't have all those things. So all that time is now available to you. And I want to encourage you to maximize this season. This
Yes.
is your season. This could be a very golden opportunity for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laurie, as you can see, I'm very passionate about what I'm doing and I'm passionate about education and I
Yes.
would love to. But I know that you have more to share, so I'm just going to give you the floor now. And how can we really, how can we, in terms of going to school at home, what advice would you have for our audience to maximize this moment?
Wow. That's an awesome question. Maximizing the moment. I want to encourage everyone who's going to school at home to stay connected. Uh, because we are at home and we're not in that classroom environment, there are temptations that exist. Uh, but I want to encourage you to stay connected. As much as you can, work with the same routine, the same daily routine that you would have worked with if you were actually still going to school physically. So if you would have class for 3 hours a day or 5 hours a day, as much as possible, try to work with the same routine. Human beings are creatures of habit. And often when we honor our routine, that's when we can get the best results. If your institution, your school is offering classes online, show up, lean in,
Yes.
get connected with the instructor. As I lecture online, I would put up notes on our school system, and so students have access to a summary of my notes, whether or not they attend the classes. But I know
Mm-hmm.
from my personal experience that there's a certain energy that comes from the instructor or the lecturer or the teacher to the student. And
Mm-hmm.
that energy is not present when you're just looking at maybe some PowerPoint notes. So I want to encourage you, if there are classes that are
Mm-hmm.
that your school is still running, show up for your classes and show
Mm-hmm.
up with the right attitude and the right posture, because we
Yes.
know that your bedroom might be close by. But I want to encourage you to take a seat at a table in your home. Carve out a place, if you can, that is quiet, that you could focus,
Mm-hmm.
that you could have that time alone, and that you
Mm-hmm.
could really lock in. So this point of staying connected, I mean, I also take advantage of it as a student as far as connecting with those that I'm studying with. Again, that energy and that synergy works in your favor to keep the ball rolling. Connect and do assignments where that's allowed. Connect and have study time with classmates. All of these things help to keep us focused and to keep us to keep the ball running. You know, there is a principle in physics that an object that is in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object that is at rest tends to stay at rest. So if you break that pattern, you know, it requires some doing to get back into motion. So staying connected is critical, really, really critical. Uh,
Wow.
yeah.
We're getting it. Wow, it's coming like a wave, a wave. I could have stopped on any one of those and spoken for about an hour with
Yes.
you about it.
Yes.
That example in physics is really awesome.
Yeah. That's it.
You know, an object that's at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion.
Yes.
Wow, I like that.
Yes.
And you know, that's why we call our youth night. It's
That's right.
in motion.
That's right.
The second Wednesday, and
Yeah.
that's coming up second Wednesday in motion,
Yes.
and that's what the youths are going to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, Lori, there's I think that this opportunity is how I want our students to see this. Whether
Yes.
you're on whatever age or stage in your education, this is what I would like you to take away today. That this is an opportunity,
That's right.
and you have to seize the day.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting that how you approach this time, you set the tone.
That's
You
right.
might think, well, the school, you know, and my teacher say, or the principal say, or the school
Yeah.
send a memo. No, you set, you get to set the attitude that you want to have towards your studies. You get to set the mindset. If you approach this that I don't know and this is not going to work, if you say it's not going to work, it's not going to work. If you say I'm going to fail, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
If you say you're going to succeed and you believe it, you will succeed.
Yeah.
If you say you're going to thrive, you will thrive. If you say this is a golden opportunity, it will be for you.
That's right.
If you say I hate this because I miss my friends, you're going to hate it. See, so you really set the tone,
Yeah.
and that's very key to your whole approach.
Yes.
Um, I know what it is to have recently done a master's degree in business. I knew every day that one of the things I had to guard was my attitude,
Yeah.
and I had to have a very, very close watch over why I am in this course.
Yes.
Why am I enrolled? Why am I spending such quality time and so much money and so much sacrifice? I had to guard that very closely,
Yeah.
and make sure that I'm there for the right reason.
Yeah.
And it helped me a lot. And I came through that entire time of training, and I would say that I came through having achieved my goals. But having that mindset, when I would be driving to my classes, when I'd be in the classroom, when I'd be interfacing with fellow students, when I'd be doing my assignments, my whole approach was, why am I here? Guarding the big why, remembering the big why. Why am I here? Staying centered, staying focused, and knowing, believing in myself that this is exactly what I need to be doing at this particular time with my time.
Yes.
I know that the students on this call, you didn't get to where you are by accident. Your wind didn't blow you into a class and you end up in Miss Selby mathematics class.
That's right. True. Yeah. It's learning is so intentional. The older we get, it really is connected to our choices. Like we said yesterday, learning equals growing. And I'm always so happy when people make that choice to grow and to learn and to make that deliberate step. And as you were sharing just now concerning that mindset and that attitude, another point that I wanted to make is to honor the process. Honor the process.
Yes.
Everything that we've shared so far, your attitude, your mindset, being willing to adjust, and so on. All of these showing up, all of these are necessary for you to honor the process, because learning and growth happens by process. We don't just plant a mango seed today and get the fruit tomorrow. There has to be that watering, that nourishing of the soil, allowing the plants to, first we have a seedling, a baby plant, and then it grows. And after it grows, it goes through a time of maturing, and then it's able to bear fruit. So all the elements of the process that we've outlined, we want to encourage every student to honor them, because learning is a process. We build principle upon principle, precept upon precept. Your level of discipline today will not be a level of discipline tomorrow. It's going to grow. Discipline is going to grow. Positive attitudes are going to grow if you feed them and you nurture them. So we want to encourage you to honor that process.
I want us to thank you so much for sharing that. I want us to continue sharing for a short while longer. What if there's somebody listening to you and saying, listen, I kind of fell off the wagon, I don't even know if I could get back on. And I'm embarrassed. I might be showing up and people see that I'm online, or my lecturer sees that I'm online, but I've lost my way. What would you say to them to help them get back on track? Is there a way back for them?
Certainly. As long as we're alive, we have the opportunity to learn and to grow. And our starting point really is irrelevant. We can, as long as we are willing and we have that attitude, that mindset, that this is what I want. I think it comes down to choice. You have the right to choose. Forget about naysayers. You have the right, the God-given right to choose at any time in your life to get back on that bandwagon. And any instructor or any school that is worth its weight in salt is going to help you realize your goal and your dream, and is going to be willing to work with you where you are, because that's what it is about. Any person, we want you to know that education is available to anyone who wants to have it. So jump back in right where you are. Dr. Abraham always tells us, jump and grow wings. And so if you think that that's where you are now, just get moving. Just take the first step. Begin to check out courses, things that you're interested in, and you begin to take that first step. And as you get that ball rolling, you're going to see that you're going to continue moving. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I love it. I love that we could get back in the game.
Yes.
Um, Sometimes restarting feels hard.
Yeah.
It feels tough.
Hmm.
As you said, resting versus in motion. So you have to make some extra effort to get
Yeah,
out of that slump.
that's right.
Um, I want to just ask about the area of quitting.
Mhm.
Seems to me that quitting is something that comes up in the mind of a student regularly.
Yeah.
What do you say to students? Uh, 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 what insight could you share with us about this whole thing about quitting?
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
when I did my first degree a number of years ago, in my first semester, I said to my mom, uh, if you see that I pack my bags soon and come home, I want you to know that I'm done.
Thanks for
I
the
had,
notice.
I had
You're
a
such a
very
sweet child.
I had a very serious conversation with my mom. And the thing is that uh, I was always a responsible teenager. And so I knew, and my mom knew when I said that
Mhm.
I'm not speaking from a place of, just being this wild, carefree, don't care person. But
Right.
the pressure was real, the pressure of adjusting, the pressure of the workload, it was real. And I felt like quitting. But I want you to know that that's because my eyes were focused on that moment and not on the big picture and not on the value of what that education would bring to me. I was locked into the moment. And just like that seed, that mango seed that's planted, that seed is locked into the soil. No light, no fresh air, no
Mm,
birds and bees and
mm,
butterflies. It's locked in, it's hidden, it's under the pressure of the earth. But if it remains there, when rain falls, that water is going to reach it and it's going to germinate and begin to grow and then be a blessing to many in years to come. And
mm,
I actually had to, with God's help, take my eyes off of the moment
mm.
and look at the bigger picture and know that the time of learning in that intense way was seasonal. And it is seasonal. Any course that we do, it has a start date and an end date. And as I look
Yes.
at the big picture, I was able to settle down, settle my heart, lock in and press in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honor the process. Yeah, it's part of the process.
You see, and but there are people who will be saying, "But you're not like me." You see, I wasn't serious. I was a joker. I never liked school. I never liked. I doing it because I
Yeah.
can't stay home. They say I should do something. I tired of them telling me don't waste my life.
Well, definitely, Ram. I think that comes back to the point that you made. It comes back to what you want.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you want learning and education, it's available to you, but it comes with that change of mindset. It can't
Yeah.
just be uh, because I have nothing better to do at this point. No, each of us has a passion. Each of us has something we're good at. And sometimes, even in learning, we have to learn ourselves,
Mhm.
learn who we are.
Learn
Why,
ourselves. I like that. Oh
yeah.
wow.
Why is that my attitude? Why is my attitude that I just want something to do to occupy my time? Move beyond that and begin to examine, what do I like? What am I good at? What am I passionate about? Maybe you had a dream as a child to get into a certain type of career.
Yeah.
Revisit these things and come clean with yourself and give yourself this opportunity um, to take this opportunity and learn. Yeah, so we all have, I believe, that wiring and something in us that drives us. Not all learning is academic. Certainly, we're not
Sure.
suggesting that all learning is academic, but all of us are wired to learn. So you find what your passion is
Yeah.
and you get connected.
And sometimes too, even if it's a physical thing, there it's gonna be some kind of a academic part to it. So you
Yes.
really have to suck it up and go through it.
Yeah.
I like what you said about learning ourselves. I think during my MBA, I learned more about myself than business.
Yes.
It was it was amazing, and education, a journey into education, whatever course, it's a process of uncovering and discovering
Yes.
you. That's
Yes.
what it is about. You
Yes.
are uncovering and discovering you.
Yes.
And I love that. You get to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes. You get to know what you don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like Spanish, so I'm not gonna ever be doing Spanish for the rest of my life. So I'm out with Spanish. I like music, so I'm doing music. I like dance, so I'm doing dance. I like drama, I'm doing drama. Well, I like chemistry, so I'm going to do chemistry. I like
Yeah.
physics. I don't like history. I'm going to do physics. I hate physics. I love history. I love political science.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with math. That kind of thing, you uncover and you discover. You also uncover and discover your attitudes. You see things about yourself. I want to come back to this thing about quitting, and this is our last show, so we're gonna give it to you. We're gonna wrap up in a couple minutes, but let me tell you something. When you have the mind, you see, we have voices in our head, right? And you have to learn. It's like right now on your computer, you could tune into almost any station around the world, and in
Yeah.
our radios and our cars, we know we could tune in and set. And there are these frequencies, and sometimes we do switch channels, and we
Yeah.
do go into the I quit channel. Yeah. And sometimes we are in the I can do this channel, and then we switch to I quit.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go to, well, the I will try channel, and so we sing the I will try. Well, I'll try. I'm too sure, but I'll try. And that's the song all day long.
Yeah.
But then sometimes we get bumped off, and we literally tune into the I quit channel. And I remember myself, so often, depending on how you're formed, you could have a lot of self-doubt about your abilities.
Yeah.
And I remember second guessing myself days leading up to my enrollment, days in the orientation. I'm second guessing. You say things to yourself like, this is for academic people, this is for bright people. You say stupid things. You say things about yourself. What you don't you think you're talking about other people. What you're saying is that, hey, listen, I'm a dunce. you know, I'm incompetent. Uh, uh, you know, I'm competent at incompetency. That's what you're saying to yourself, and
Yeah.
you're saying, every Tom, Dick, and Harry could do this, but me, because they are all better than me. And
Yeah.
that's what you're saying. And you're saying these people could do this, but not me. And I had to realize, what I told myself? If there's one person that deserves to be in this class and in this course, is yours truly. I had to tell myself that. And
Yes.
then along the way, it's like just when you're doing crunches or push-ups, you know, guess what? There's that tendency to quit.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm not going to do a crunch. I'm not going to do a crunch except it's a butternut crunch. I'm not going to do a sit-up. I'm not going to do a push-up. Why? It's hard. And then you do one and you want to quit, and you do, but you have to press on.
Yeah.
And there's that voice in your head that we have to silence, that part of us that tends to quit. And I want to leave that with all of our students today. You have to silence that. We have amplified quitting for too long. We have to put, there's a time to quit. You have to know when. There's a time. The scripture says there's a time to be
Yeah.
born and a time to die. There's a time that things come to an end. You're doing a construction project, it comes to an end. Your course is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
But let it come to an appropriate end. So we
Yes.
have to take that quitting, or that, put it in its rightful context. Obviously, if I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, quitting is great. It's a great solution. But I think that when it dominates everything we do, dominates our assignments, dominates our psyche, dominates our mind. I think we need to silence that voice
Certainly.
and put it in its right place. We need to have it as a tool in our tool bag that we use versus that thing being like the big bad wolf over us and
Yeah.
just dominating this unseen monster of monsters that's just haunting us and making us feel we can't do it. And everybody else from Toko to Timbuktu could do it except you.
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not right. And you have to call out that voice for what it is.
That's right.
And you have to say, listen, I am not going to give room to that voice anymore. And I've addressed in previous broadcasts where people also there are timelines or levels of effort that we set that uh, we think that okay, because I tried once and it didn't work, then I'm not good at it. Because I listen to me, uh, you don't understand success. If you think you could just try once and it's gonna work, no. Um, we have to realize that there are layers in our lives to where the good stuff exists. The
Yeah.
first layer is crap. Yeah, you're gonna do crap. You're gonna feel like crap. So you have to peel away that layer and say, all right, there's better under that. And
Yes.
you peel away and you peel away and peel away until so some of us we don't realize the effort and in our minds we think that everything has to be easy. You
Yeah.
know, human beings were not, God didn't wire us uh, to live a life of ease all the days of our life. We love challenges. God wired us for challenges.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying we can't have peace and joy and all that stuff, but in the midst of peace, we're seeking adventure. We're seeking conquest. We're seeking to take on the world. When we get up in the morning, we are outward looking by nature. We're wired like that. We're wired to find solutions. When the coronavirus came up, I said, darling, don't be afraid. You're going to see the collective genius of planet Earth. You're going to see people come from every which way to seek to find a solution. That's who we are. We're not supposed to just go hide in a cave and say, wake me up when it's all over.
Yes.
And some of us in our approach to studies and academia and coursework and going to school at home, we think it's just supposed to be easy. And we have this, okay, well, we've reached our threshold because it's too hard for me now. I thought it was easy, but it just got very hard. No, you're being stretched to discover new capacity within
That's
you.
right. That's right.
New capacity. It's like a trainer teaching someone to run a marathon. You never run a mile in your life, but you signed up and you think you signed up for easy, but you didn't sign up for easy. And what it's going to do is just uncover your capacity. And that's what these are when the bar is raised, and when the course, people who design courses, educators, they design it with a gradual raising of the bar.
Yes.
So year one is year one, but year two, the bar is going to be raised. And year
Yeah.
three, the bar is going to be raised. And when you go in your final project, the bar is raised really high.
Yes.
And you're like, well, all the other, it wasn't so easy. It wasn't so hard. So why are they making it so hard for us? They don't want us to succeed. No, they want to bring the best out of you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So if
Yeah.
you want, you could remain a wimp, or you could strive to bring that best out of you.
That's
And I
right.
don't think there are any wimps here on our online community of faith and those who would be listening to this. It's great conversation. As I said, I took so many notes here, and I think we're going to have to talk online because this is not over right here. This is not over. The show is coming to an end, but we are going to continue to speak. It's
Yes.
great having this time with you. And I want all of our online, thank you, Lori. Let's put our hands together for Lori. You could give us
Thank
some
you so much
thumbs up
for
and
having me.
send up your own emojis. And even if you send her some hearts, I'm sure she's going to take it in the right way. And you're like, really? She's been ignoring my hearts. Well, that's a different conversation. That's a mathematical sums that I can't solve. Listen, it's been a great time, and I
Yes,
wanted you to get ready. Lori, you have something to share with us about the Training Institute that's coming up, an opportunity of a lifetime.
certainly. Because we're so passionate about education, Freedom House we launched our training institute last year, and we're almost 1 year into it, and we offer an associate's degree in ministry that is issued from a US based institution. And we want to invite you. This is for everybody who wants to grow in their walk with God. It's for everybody who wants to mature, to understand the things of God and the things of His Word a little deeper, and really to be able to, like we were just saying, pull out that potential that you have so that you could be let loose in your community and in your nation to really, really make a difference. Uh, we have our trimester one that begins on September 1st, 2020. And we want to invite you to begin to get excited, begin to put aside your what you're gonna a down payment towards this course. This is very, 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 very affordable compared to other programs that are available locally. And we want to invite you to come on board. We have a brochure that outlines everything concerning our course, and we would love to get that information to you. We can send it to you by email. So just send us a phone number or a number. We can WhatsApp you the brochure. We can send you the brochure via WhatsApp as well, or send us your email address. We'll get all of the information to you so that you can plan to be a part of this. And I just want to share, if you know people who are willing to partner with us concerning education. They might be willing to sponsor a student because some of our students are in need of sponsorship. They
Yes.
might be willing to sponsor equipment because we do need equipment to run our school. We need microphones and computers, etc. We want to invite you, if you are that way, or if you know someone who is willing to do something like this, to connect us with them so that they can come on board, or you can come on board and partner with us. Because as we shared earlier in this program, education is a way out of poverty. Learning is equal to growth, and we need people to come into the fullness of their potential. So sign up. You can sign up right away. We can get the information to you and be a part of
Thank you.
our training
I
institute.
like that. I like that. This is amazing, amazing opportunity. I'll never forget the first time I enrolled in a training course like this, and just really, really great stuff. I never regret those early days of me enrolling in my first associate's degree program, and I've gone on and leapfrog through so many of my courses.
Yes.
So listen, come back to me. Yes. So we also have our small groups coming up, Lori.
Yes, yes, we're so excited about the launch of our small groups. As we shared, that's going to happen in May. Enrollment is going to begin the first week in May. And we're going to be launching we're going to start with about 4 small groups initially. We look forward to you signing up and to being a part of these groups. Remember, this is an opportunity. Remember, we're maximizing our opportunities. This is an awesome opportunity for you to build healthy relationships, for you to find freedom, for you to connect. Awesome opportunity, and for you to have fun. Our small groups,
you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And everything we do is fun. Okay.
Yes.
Just remember that everything we do, that's part of our nature. That's our DNA. As I hope you know that that's who I am, and that's who we are. It's not just me. If you observe Fitz and Nicole, it's all fun. It's all fun. If you observe their kids, it's all fun, and we enjoy it. We get serious work done, but we have a lot of fun along the way.
Yes.
We have another great opportunity coming up on Sunday, which is you could get into step 1 of our growth track, and this is a new cycle. Some of you may have missed it, but now is the time, and we just are challenging all of our online community of faith just to seek to enroll one person. So that's it. You might say, well, I did that before. No, no, no. For this new cycle, we want you to enroll one person in our growth track. So I will seek to enroll one, and everyone, if you could enroll one person in our growth track, that will be awesome. All right. So looking forward to that. And we have finally our first Wednesday coming up, and that's going to be awesome. It's a special first Wednesday. We have a special communion service, and it's going to be a time we have some special ministry. It's different from our Sunday service in many ways, subtle differences, but makes a huge difference. So this is a time we also get to minister to our team, and so those of you on our team, get excited about it. And I look forward to seeing you. It's for everyone. It's not just for the team, it's for everyone. But I look forward to seeing you on our first Wednesday. Today's been super. And I wanna say thanks again to Lori. And as I wrap this up,
Thank
I
you.
wanna close with a quote, one of my favorite quotes that I used during my studies. I had it stuck up on my desk, and I would sometimes take it, um, and it's a quote by Muhammad Ali, and you know who he is. He was the greatest boxer, reputedly, of all time. And he said during his training time, when it got really, really tough for him, he told himself, he said, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. So I'm
That's
Joseph
awesome.
Abraham. Thank you for spending this time with me. Uh, I want you to know I love you. I'm praying for you and your family. And we are going to continue to navigate this time that this world has never seen before. But there's a togetherness I sense on this online community of faith, and I know that we together will get through this in Jesus' name. So thank you for spending this time with us, and I look forward to seeing you at our daily briefing tomorrow at 10 a.m. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. All the best to you. Thank you. Bye bye now.